Okay, welcome to the True Vine Ministry. Today is a teaching moment. We're going to be going for our young people the importance of setting up legacy trust, serving the Most High God, putting ourselves back into proper jurisdiction with the Most High God, with Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. So, okay, my dear friend, I'm here today with my friend Lay, and we are going to go through all her trust documents and questions to use this as a teachable moment for all of y'all. Okay, my dear. So we went through, we are doing our property list right now, attachment A. I'm just going to show them what it looks like, the top of the form. We are going through right now, just putting in her first property and discussing now what to do with the second property. So under number 4 in all of attachment A that would come with our program, you're going to want to list your property you live in and any other rental properties or properties that your family might own, a cabin or something that nobody's renting but it's just owned by you. Anything that has a deed, a title, a VIN number, any kind of bank loan number, any of that all goes in attachment A, property list. So what I need you guys to do is make sure, like we're over here today with our friend Lay. She's gotten her trust. She's been working on her attachment A. So I'm here today to help her hold her hand so she can feel really safe and secure of what she's doing next. So right now, she's done A correctly so far. We are talking about putting the next property in, which she's joint heir in. But she knows, should I just put a placeholder for you?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to put a placeholder for her just to add the additional property, but she'll know what to do, so we'll move on from there.
Because
So
I'm taking notes too.
okay, so you're going to add...
It's always good to take notes too while you're doing this.
Yes,
Me on my
add
side.
the paid for. It's in a trust now. Is that the property that you're heir to?
Yes.
It's in a private trust?
No, that one is not in a trust.
Okay, but it's in just your mom or dad's name or something?
So, and my brother, my sister, my 2 brothers, myself, and my sister, we're all owners in it, but it's not in a trust.
Okay, so you guys need to do that, which is a good thing that you're doing this for yourself, because you can actually play this tape for them. Because if all of you guys have your name on title and you guys do not have it, you guys are all like very highly vulnerable, especially if it's a paid off property. You want to protect that property. So the first thing you guys need to do is you need to tell them what you need to, you can put claiming your equity, which puts a lien on the property of putting your 25%. I'm losing my voice now too.
Me too.
To our cheers of our little ginger tea here.
Is it hot enough?
Yeah, this is so good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is this one again? Chai, ginger chai.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I like that. Okay, so we are going to put in here any records, documents, deeds, titles, any of that shows that you're the 25% owner heir in that property. It has to be in here. But I would highly encourage your family to maybe listen. I'll send you this when we're done today, and get just a trust set up specifically just for that one property that you guys all come up with a name you like. And this is like a family trust, right? And it clearly says right in there that you're all trustees of it. You can leave you guys as all your children or whatever you want as the beneficiaries. And you do that immediately, because that would indemnify all of you. But right now it's kind of out there. If anything happens to any of you, individually, car accident, anything, and they look up title searches and people's names are on stuff, you guys could all be screwed. So that is something you need to do ASAP.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just put the paid for property, the 25% ownership heir documentation here. Just
Okay.
everything like above, right? I'm gonna leave this in green for you because then you'll still know you have to do some work there, right?
Yeah, if it was in yellow, I turned it to green if I filled it out. But if I had a
Right,
question,
but, so maybe should I turn this to yellow since there's more to add?
yeah,
Okay, let's do
because then I know to go back.
Okay.
Wish I had my voice.
How
It's
do you lose
okay.
it?
I was sick last week.
Oh.
I had a respiratory virus, and then now it's come back, but still,
Mm.
I can talk now. I couldn't even talk last week.
Mhm.
It was a cold. Everybody at work was getting
Yeah,
sick.
a lot of people. I feel like
Okay.
every summer and winter, people get like one thing that goes around
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, but don't keep focusing on it.
I know,
either.
you're right. I know.
Okay,
I know.
so one of the things that I'm doing that he is helping like learn because
What we speak.
he's going to school. He's acted in Marvel movies before
Oh.
and stuff, and when he came to me, the first thing, I swear this is the truth. I said, "So why did you come?" And he said, "Well, I'm done acting for the dark side. I'd like to make movies or do films and stuff for the light side."
Yeah, and one
Hey.
good scripts.
And just so happened
gang
that
stuff.
we have our little ministry, right? And my one pastor just blessed us and gave us a whole bunch of cameras that we could do, literally have enough to do a production of a like reality TV show, like 10 cameras or something like that. We just got blessed. They're in a box. I'll show you.
Mm.
So he's in film school, right?
That's awesome.
And like his hair used to
Good.
be down to his shoulders. I mean, like.
Not really.
Yeah, but he used to have his hair down to his shoulder. No,
You
no,
gotta
stop.
show you now. You gotta show you now.
No, stop. No, he used to have his hair down his shoulders. He was so cute. And I kept saying,
He's very shy.
You should play Jesus. You should play Yeshua because you look like Yeshua. And he would just blush. He was so cute. But I just told him, I said, one of the things that he's working on is he's so adventurous and he loves traveling, which is great. But he's a little travel bug. And then he goes, I'm so frustrated because I want to put down roots so I can start manifesting stuff. But then he starts really kind of putting down roots, and then he, for whatever reason, gets the travel bug, and then he's out. So he kind of keeps, I think what it is, we're working on all this inner stuff that our whole ministry is doing. I think it is kind of like he really wants to commit, but he's a little afraid of it. So if you keep moving, you don't have
But
to
that's
make
the generation now, though.
I'm young. I
That's-
just want to have fun.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
the
manifest it
generation-
wherever I go.
Yeah, the generation now,
It takes mental strength.
yeah, that's where they are. They just need guidance.
But and my kids have told me personally themselves they find it just absolutely horrible out there trying to date, trying to have relationships. Everybody, it's like my son said, every pretty girl's on Instagram, and if I'm cute, there's at least 20 other guys that are just as cute as I am that are all vying for her attention. And like if I don't do everything, and I don't know if she's talking to them while she's talking to me, and it's really messing up this generation's heads. Like they don't know how to be transparent, honest, say what they want, and keep their word. And it, and all of them have social media addiction. So saying, let's both go and put down the social media, like delete our Instagram account.
That's hard for this generation.
Yeah, but like if they really want the relationship to work, it's like they have to think completely differently. And yet they want really good relationships, but they're not willing to do the work it takes to do the really good relationship. So they're living in a selfie world of self-gratification that's hollow, materialistic, and they're not really happy. They're like very seriously unhappy. So this stuff, and part of it is all like, how did that all even happen? Facebook, Instagram, all those guys publicly admitted they knew it was addictive, but they did it anyway. Why? For the money. So now they've got all these huge lawsuits because adult children have ADD so bad and so many issues, they can't hold a job. They can't function. They've had so many vaccines.
It's been part of the plan from the corrupt
I know,
government.
but so now we've got middle-aged parents or older aging out, and all this young people that are like, well, the young person that's at my house, we're helping. It's like he's 25 and she's 30, and she's like not like 30. She's very young, like sheltered like a teenager. And we look at each other all the time, like how can adult people
Because it was set up that way.
I know, but
The
who,
system was set up that
I
way.
know,
it's
but
not
now-
it's not even a learning. School is not there to teach. They're there to indoctrinate.
I know.
And then you're just supposed to not ask questions. You just do as you're told. Pay
well,
taxes.
I did it.
The
like,
birth certificate.
I
certs,
did
that's
this.
all.
I followed because my dad was a bar attorney, and I grew up in that. Right. I grew
Everybody
up.
did.
Well, we all did, but he was my dad. So I mean, I was like, he was my dad. So of course, I tried to follow the law. But then I kind of found out when I was an adult. Oh, the reason I was rebelling against it wasn't really the law. The legal system is not the law. It's like monopoly roles, only we don't understand we're in a monopoly game.
Yeah.
And we're the game.
Yeah, we
Trying
are.
to figure out who the heck we are and what does Jesus say in the end? If you seek me, you will find me. I've spent 22 years seeking. This is what I found. And when you tell Christian people that are all stuck in their big cattle car 501c3 churches, being on pablum where they should be on meat, and they're not, they freak out when you start telling them the truth, right? Did you freak out a little when you found the truth? Because I did. I literally thought I was crazy for years, and then it was like, shoot, I'm not crazy. I'm like freaking Einstein, by the way. I'm born on Albert Einstein's birthday. No, for real. My husband says, that's why you're peculiar. But now it's because God woke me up so I could wake up others, including you, my husband, and my children. So, as moms, and this I've had in my heart for years, I told Nadia this too. Moms against the madness, because we talk about it. We go to the anti-vaccine things. We go to these Senate things, these Congress things. It's never ending pleading for them to stop poisoning us, killing us, destroying us one little bit at a time.
Right.
And it's really destroying all of us within the time we're 70, 80. We want to die just to get the hell out of here because it's so horrible, this existence. And our kids don't really love us. They say they love us, but the reality is they don't really even know us. They're so consumed in their own world, their own, job, their phone, we're like, it's not like when you were growing up, didn't you have like more of a relationship with your grandparents and your parents, like connected?
And you know what? I wasn't as fortunate because I didn't have grandparents or parents. Only had one parent. So.
But like in general, as society, when you're
Yeah, it's different because there's so much distraction. What it is right now, everything is a distraction. There is no time for personal connection like before. Because even I'm guilty of it. I work such long hours.
I know.
I can't even build that relationship. That's why I said I'm done talking
Yes,
about it. That's
thank
why.
you,
That's
thank
why
you,
I'm
thank
pushing.
you.
Look,
Okay,
look,
thank
look,
you,
Look how
sister.
look how focused everything is.
No,
There's
I
no
am
distraction.
so proud of you
It's
because
so focused. Look,
you
I have
are
my
the-
book.
no
my
way,
notes.
this is why I do this, right? It's like
I want to
like,
get out of this.
I've been
already.
trying since I've known Nadia to get her to this point because she's like, I love Jesus, but she doesn't even remotely know the things that I'm trying to teach her, stuff that Jesus has taught me as my friend that would totally change and transform her life and make her life even more.
But you know what's gonna help them when they see
It's when they
she
see-
sees somebody like me doing it
No.
and get it done, and
So
that's why
in it-
I have to just get this done.
So I think part that helps you with understanding now that it's all about contracts because you
I
work
watch
in
so many videos too of this. So
right.
many.
So you understand the deception of how this all got started with the
We're in the matrix. Everything is a lie.
exactly.
We're talking about it this
Oh, we were
morning.
just
It's
even
all a big fat
okay.
lie.
So check this out. In their administrative courtrooms, which is not real courtrooms
I
for
know.
living people. So they legally, it's not lawful, but they legally under their oath and under their bar card and they can kill, steal, and destroy. They literally unlawfully converted us from a living being into a dead, as Matrix movie Morpheus said, a battery to be siphoned off of. But now that we've woken up to this, it's our birthright.
Yeah.
Jesus, Yeshua said, it's for kings and queens to search out a matter. So like I'm really naughty. I've told my girlfriends, like when they kind of got to this point, like, you're like a freaking queen. Do you know that? And they're like, yeah, like I'm tired of being
No,
like,
I know.
you know it because
Yeah,
you're
well-
like, I'm ready to walk in my queendom. I'm like,
I'm
no.
ready to walk in the authority that I've been granted. I'm not going to be a slave no more.
Exactly, because who gave it to you?
Let-
Christ
right.
gave it
Let
to
me
you.
just tell you about my taxes. Why,
Okay.
even after, because
Hmm.
you know how much I got to pay in taxes?
Well, you can.
Take a guess.
Is this his back taxes?
2024 only, because I took out my
You can
401k.
donate. You can donate to me for being your consulting with my ministry, and get your ride
I
up.
can do that with my current income, but that was 2024. It's done. Just put it this way, it's a big hefty amount, and no one should have to pay that kind of money.
No.
So I'm done.
So you're taking on your queendom. And by the way, everything you ever did pay in the taxes in before, once we get all this done and get your secure party done and all the other pieces, and we're just going to do it.
I gotta access my trust and get those
Yes,
securities.
yes, but we have to do one, like we're
Step
doing.
at a time.
Yes.
That's why I'm trying to not speed this up. I'm so focused. I want to go.
If you want, I'll come. Kiana, would you come with me once a week? But actually, really, like, take this seriously and keep a log of the documents. What comes first? One comes second, and we'll keep it short,
Yeah.
like half an hour training session.
Fine.
But we get through another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because then even if you go, I don't get it, it's really a long, because there's 19 other documents that have nothing to do with the 508 that we haven't even talked about. But I
That's
know from what I'm hearing,
I wanna
you're
go.
ready to go.
Let's go.
Because we're in the wrong jurisdiction our whole life,
Yeah.
right?
I have to authenticate my birth certificate and all
Yes,
of that stuff,
yes.
right?
We've got a whole team.
Right.
Like, it's not just me. It started with, I learned from my dad, from the true one who got confused, my poor daddy, who was serving the system without even knowing he was doing the wrong thing. But you know what? If he didn't sacrifice himself kind of in the system, that I could see with my own eyes
Yeah.
what's going on, I wouldn't even know, because I didn't know back then. Like, I saw, because I worked in his law firm, and I saw the incongruency of, like, they can do whatever they want.
Black's Law.
They make up their rules. They
Isn't
do
that-
whatever
isn't that
they
Black's
want.
Law?
Yeah, but isn't it funny how they call it Black's Law and black robes? When you wear black, there is nothingness in black. Like, we are exited out. We are losing. We gave up our first estate and let them take charge of our estate because we were ignorant of who we were, and we started we started losing track of our genealogy, because in the old days when there were births or deaths, they recorded everything in the Bible. Right? And it was passed on generation to generation, those Bibles. So you had the whole family tree written right in the Bible. But when they started not doing that anymore and registered to the state, is where everything got into the brainwashing cult.
Yeah, they
You
even
know?
took hold of the Bible and started corrupting some of that too.
Exactly. So
Okay.
it says in the Word, the only one in the end who can turn us back, right, is us. We have to stand before the synagogue of Satan. What's that? The courtrooms, because those courtrooms are not the synagogue. It's not of heaven. It's not of the Most High, of love, peace, all the fruits of the Spirit. No, it's the satanic one, the one that worships Satan and Saturn and all that other stuff, the dark robes, the box, they worship Satan. So anyway, the point is, we came to actually help free them.
Yeah.
So they can't get free. I've always heard that de jure, that's the natural law, the real law of God and people and animals and all the stuff created by God, can't return. De jure can't return. De facto has to die, which we have to stop giving life to it, believing in it. So once it's not kill the straw man.
Cut it off.
Because the
is.
straw man was never alive, so there's nothing to kill. But now we're taking control instead of the state taking control of that estate, because they're saying we're the trustees, or they think they're the grantor, the trustees, the benefit. They're playing all parts.
I know, because
And
we
we're-
allowed them because we didn't
Because
know.
we're ignorant of the law, right? So that's the point. Mom's against the madness. So you guys today, you can hear it with your own. Look how far from Lay, when we first started talking, to now. How much would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 when we first met? Like, you, 1 meaning I knew nothing, 10 meaning I was I'm like, I got it down, I'm ready to go. So from when we first met, what was that, several months ago,
Yeah.
to now, what would you say when we started out, your knowledge or your excitement about this was?
I say my excitement has definitely, once I started moving on it, because I've been watching, you know, getting educated probably over a year before I even spoke to you.
Uh-huh.
And I knew I needed to do this already. And it just so happened Nadia sent me that about you. So I'm like, okay, that's a sign I'm ready. Let's go. Since then, right, the excitement has gone up. Do I need to learn more, a whole lot more? Heck yeah. But I'm not where I used to be. And that's what I'm glad about. But I'm not where I need to be. So this is just scratching the surface.
I think the whole thing, as long as we're in this dimension and like, it's still in our quote physical flesh, right?
Yeah.
We're never gonna stop learning. You know, the law, the true law of God, which is the Word of God, and the Strong's Concordance, which is how we learn really words and the true word meanings. We're not taught any of that in school, so everything we're taught is.
That's why I said it's indoctrination. It's not teaching nothing.
So anyway, knowing all this, we're taking back who we are, our sovereignty in God, under the Most High, under Yeshua, Jesus Christ. So that's just the beginning point. So then we figure, oh my gosh, okay, I've been in the wrong jurisdiction my entire life. And that's the hardest part for people, would you say? Because even if they have an awareness their whole life, something's wrong, this doesn't even make sense, nothing's wrong. But they just kind of go with the flow, not to stir the pot, because the minute you stir the pot, trust me, I know, I've been persecuted.
You know why? It's a spiritual battle. And people who walk around blind, I was there, you were there, right? So all we can do is just pray for those people that they too wake up, that awakening. But it first starts with wisdom and knowledge. So if I didn't get those videos that, for whatever reason, whatever algorithm, whatever first video I clicked on and I kept liking, all that information coming to me, it made me say, okay, there must be truth to this. So let me continue to search it out.
So I believe, like, really my whole, I mean, I went to Bible school at 40. I'm now 22 years later on this island. And my understanding of how he works is so different than when I started, right? And once I had, like, started understanding the Bible, but then taking those stories and understanding the common law and how divine law works and how etymology of words and how they deceive you through words. And oh my gosh, I was like, oh my goodness. So, me and you both with this voice thing.
I know. Okay, so that first one, then I got to go back and put the information on the...
Yes, I highlighted it in yellow. So yeah, we'll move along. So enough teaching for today because we're both losing our voice.
Yeah.
Okay, cars. We got the cars down here. So in this title...
Do I need to put the title, you see how it has there, like a...
I would put...
Like, none of this says a certificate number, just has this red number, that's it. Or the license plate.
That's the most important, but the more description that you have, the better. So because it's taking everything you write in here, you own. Your estate, right? Under the trust that you're setting up owns. So the more specific, like the car,
license plate?
It was date issued was 2/19/2019.
Because the sample, the sample that was in there, it didn't have all that information. That's why I wasn't sure.
Well, if it doesn't, then all you think is the VIN number is fine in that, then that's fine. So up to you.
Okay.
Let's just put that's optional. I mean, if it's not that important.
I'll put the license plate too, just to add it in.
Okay, so we're down here. Is this your birth certificate number on your birth certificate still highlighted?
Yeah, so that one can take out, because my daughter's one, I had one of her older one, was weird. One of them didn't even have her whole birth certificate number, but I found it and I added it in there, so here, hers.
Okay.
Look at the difference in the certificate. I was like, how the heck? One of them just says 151, but then this one has all of it.
Which was the original? Whoops, I just got out of your page here.
Oh.
Which was the original, the orange one?
No, actually, that was the first one. No. So all of my kids' birth certificate have, you see this? 15199. So this is the one, that's the green one. So this is like maybe from the very beginning birth, but then they changed it later. So this is the current one. So I went in and changed it. I just found this, that's why I updated it.
Okay, so what I would also do with this, just
I can go
put
green.
this in your notes, and on you guys listening at home, all of this stuff, we're looking at now item number 37. And this is where you're putting all your children's live birth certificate numbers in. make sure that you photocopy copies of all your birth certificates
Well-
behind attachment A.
We
Yeah,
have
all
everything
of
in
your
there.
stuff. Yes, that's exactly like you've got everything perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But when you make this, also make a photocopy of this and get it notarized so it's in the package.
Right, so
Okay.
after we fill this out,
Yeah.
I gotta notarize this again?
I've been notarizing it.
Okay.
Or we
We'll
can
go-
get 3 to 4 wet ink signatures in blue or purple ink. Either way, it stands. 4 is better than a notary. 4 wet ink signatures of living witnesses, right?
So what if I did that and notarize this?
You can do both. Then you've got common law, it's proof, and you've also got from the state, so you can have
Okay.
another Jurat showing that. Okay, so
So that's birth certificates is done.
okay, so then we're down here at all tax correspondence filing notices. So you've got your okay, so you already changed that.
Is
What
that my driver's license
okay,
one?
is this your authenticated number?
My birth certificate, I mean my social security number, mine and my kids. So I put mine and I added my kids.
Okay, that's fine.
Cause it had it, right? You said add my kids in there, right?
You can put all of them. You're claiming
What
all
line
of
are we on right now?
You just have the word authenticated, so that was like highlighted. That's my question.
I think it was in there, that's why I didn't add
Okay,
that in.
we haven't done authenticated birth certificate for you yet, right? Where you get from Vital Check and you send to the federal.
That's why I highlighted it.
Okay, so
'cause,
we don't have that right now, but you are claiming the number, but we can work on that later, but you can go ahead and process this without this right now. We can do that authenticated process. It's also part of getting your passport corrected from a U.S. citizen to a non-citizen U.S. national or
Right,
American.
that's what I need to do next.
Yeah, but
right.
that's next. Okay, so this is gonna be okay, this is okay, this is okay. All this green.
Oh wait, I had that question on line number 63. I included my social security and all 4 of my children. That's what I was supposed to do, right? 63, 101, and 103.
101.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And 103.
Yeah.
So that's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, did you ever go
So on
to
105, do I need to add on 105? My question was, it asked for my driver's license number. Do I need to put my kids' one in there too on 105? See?
Are they all over 18 years old?
Yep.
You can put them in here just for double, like you're claiming them as still attached to you. They're your living, breathing souls. They're not corporations. But I would suggest, again, as soon as you get yours done, that your whole family, if they're over 18, so they can go towards adulthood, stand in their own capacity. Then what we can do is once they get their trust, we can make an addendum to this
Okay,
trust.
so don't need to add them yet then. They're DL.
Well, you can, but they're technically adults, so I mean you can, but what I'm saying is they eventually need to do their own trust, take up all their own collateral, put it in their own trust. But what your Mama Bear trust can do is add in their trust under your trust, so they're layered. You
Okay,
see?
so
your
because
trust
they don't
can
have
own-
a trust yet, I don't need to put their information in there, their driver's license. Like
I
mine is.
would if I was you. If you got the information, it's not going to hurt. It's just like saying, they're living. They're not straw men. I'm claiming my kids, and I'm claiming all the property of the straw man that my kids think they own because they're not living.
Yeah.
So I'm claiming it under the Mama Bear Trust as created. None of it would have existed if you didn't exist. Is that true?
Yeah.
Think about that. That car wouldn't exist. In their hands and driving with that number without you
First
existing.
existing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
We're the first cause.
Yeah.
In the court of law, what came first?
What do you
That
mean?
number or that baby?
Baby.
Right. We only handed the baby over because we were unconscious, but here's the thing. Thank you, State of Hawaii, for taking such good care of my trust until I could come of age. But we have to, I've been working on this. I honestly have been working on this. Of forgiveness. Of forgiving those who have trespassed against us.
Because they don't know better.
They're living in their carnal self. They have unlimited wealth of the dead. that they're living
Oh.
off our estates,
Oh, those people,
which
yeah.
they can't tap into. If we're alive and we're claiming our stuff, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
They're only doing it because we're presumed dead.
Yeah.
We never woke up and claimed our estate.
yeah.
So like they and then they humiliate you and shame and blame you in their courtroom. Like they told, what did they tell
What?
Jenny? Like, oh, you can't. So she goes in standing on like what I know how to
I
do.
gotta
But
let her up. She.
okay, no worries.
That's what she's crying. She.